Welcome back, guys, to Trails Through Daybreak, where last episode, October 25th, began after the observatory encounter, with the Verne Company's investors cracking down on the CEO and Marduk's forces having arrived to control the situation in Basel, as Arkride Solutions were tasked with stopping Armata's plans before they come to fruition. After talking about recent events and sweeping the Institute, we headed over to where Risette was resting, needing future surgery to fix the damage caused by the explosion to her prosthetic body, as we now talk over our next move. About Risette. Just how much of her is artificial anyways? I almost think we shouldn't ask, you know? In fact, I know we shouldn't. I don't know for sure, but my guess is a lot. You were indirectly involved in making her who she is too, right? That's right. We assisted Marduk in researching artificial biological limbs some time ago. Our partnership only produced a prototype though. I never imagined they would actually start using that technology like this. Risette was clearly the result of multiple different technologies being used together, not just the one they developed with us. I have heard this is also a field that the Institute of Technology over in the Empire has been looking into. Van, you seem like you've known the truth for a while. I couldn't be sure, but I had a feeling. I could tell the image I was seeing during our video call was artificially generated. So it took me really off guard when she just showed up in person in Farbad. It was only when I noticed that she moved faster and kind of different from normal people that I started putting two and two together. Makes sense. I did feel like there was something strange about her, but I never would have imagined it was because of this. She's capable of far greater power and speed than an ordinary human, but she also has less precise control over her body in exchange. I can't imagine just how much effort she must have put in to be able to move as naturally as she does. She'll be able to return to the way she was, won't she? I'm sure she will. Right, Professor? I think there's every chance of that. Technology involved seems to be fairly well established by Marduk at this point. It won't be easy to make all the precise adjustments after reattaching her limbs, but I'll make sure it happens. We're counting on you. She might be on loan to us from Marduk, but she's as much a member of Arkride Solutions as the rest of us. Anyway, time for us to get out of here. Right, we need to do what we can. Put Risette at ease.
Wait! Please. If it's not too much to ask, could I keep helping you? I want to stop Professor Callahan and the devils who've done this to him by my own hand, no matter what it takes.
Oh, Quatre.
Sorry, but no can do.
I suppose that's the right decision after I landed Risette in a hospital bed. I wasn't able to use Theo and Zeros at even half of their potential, either. If all I'm gonna be is a burden to the team...
That ain't what I'm saying. You're no burden. We're gonna need you and your engineering know-how here for sure. But we're also not a charity. We only do favors for people if the client and price are a good fit. You heard what Risette said, right? If you did, then you should know what you gotta do, and where you went wrong.
Huh? You're right. I should never have done something that would upset the people who care about me. And I never will again. I just want to stop the chaos unfolding in Basel and the misuse of technology that created it. And if I'm gonna do that, it's not the help of the police or guild I need. It's you. As compensation, I can offer you my skills and expertise on technology. I can also give you my word that I'll help Essie put Risette back to the way she was as fast as possible. Is that enough to make me a good fit for you?
It sure is. We'd be happy to take that 4 SPG on. We'll be counting on you now. Couldn't ask for better than a student of Professor Hamilton's.
Thank you. I won't let you down.
Promise me you'll take good care of him, okay? I'll be working around the clock too. Promise. Thank you so much. Time to get down to business.
The CRD Special Ops Unit is going to be here this evening. That means we've only got half a day left to do what we want. Once they're here, we're done. We've got to make this time count. She felt to me like Armada's work was done after making that AI a success. You sure they didn't just bounce? No, I'm certain they're still in the region. The abnormalities in the orbital net and distribution network are less pronounced than yesterday, but they're still present. Something's still happening, I'm sure of it. Really? Then Armada's research is still going on somewhere in the city. Risette mentioned something earlier that I think will help me.
This might be fundamentally different to what happened in Crossbell, but I still think that is our closest reference point. The orbital network and septium veins were used in the development of highly advanced technology then as well. Basel City also has both, making it the perfect environment to finish what they started.
With the orbital network and the septium veins at their disposal, they have access to effectively unlimited resources for their research. If Professor Callahan has reached the heights that the Singularity and Crossbell did, then our foes are probably lurking somewhere in the region finishing what they started. That's still a very large area to try and find them in though. We'll have to find some way to narrow our search down. If we could get close enough to their location, the Genesis might react and show us we're on the right track too. Using the damn thing like a metal detector, huh? Suppose we gotta try anything we can at this point. Let's see if there are any more 4 SPGs to take care of while we start asking around. There's no telling where we might find a clue that'll lead us to the truth. I'll help however I can. Wait, should I not be meddling in your other jobs now that I'm a client instead of a guide? Don't be silly, you're one of us now. You are our client, but how about we just treat you more like a temp for now? Oh, okay, that works for me. We're happy to have you with us. Even if it means the kid to adult ratio's even out here. Well then, let's get to work. I want to stop by the guild, then Giskar's workshop. Should probably talk to our resident genius professor too. Those sound like good places to start to me. And we've talked about most people's traumas here, but there's one person who's not in this current party. There should be, because that's our setup currently. At this point, the informations we have, then I would say, for Quatre is basically the first meeting scene. And considering raised by a direct disciple of Professor Epstein, I'd say looking at that, and seems to be quite happily raised, but if you know what I mean, if you're falling under the care of such an influential person in the first place, there's something going on with you before that. So when very young. And that is how I to do stuff. Me, Van Arkride. The thing with Ferry as well, it could be literally an ongoing, still happening thing. It's family, it's stuff that Ferry might not even know about. Who could have imagined Professor Esmeray's research would be so relevant so quickly? I did briefly consider the possibility, but it seemed so far-fetched at the time. Yet here we are. Because what does Marduk intend to use this technology for, I wonder?
Indeed.
Indeed. Regarding the first meeting, Trails doesn't just do stuff for the hell of it. Oh, hello. How is your investigation going? Oh, you're up already? Please take it easy, Risette. We just have you awake temporarily before we start doing the nerve work. Oh shit, sorry, we didn't mean to bother you. Not at all. I'm glad to see you, and it's good that you're still hard at work. I'll be going back to sleep now. Thank you for visiting me. Be careful out there. Damn, out like a light. She's really got it rough. She really does. I wasn't expecting her to wake up like that. She must have really wanted to see you. She might be conscious again, but she's not lucid most of the time. She must have heard your footsteps or otherwise noticed you coming. Man, she's a real trooper. All the more reason to make good on her. She's in your hands. We'll give her the good news when she wakes up. Don't worry, I'll take good care of her. She'll be all better by the time you get back, and that's a promise. The attachment process does hurt, unfortunately, but I'll do my best to make it as quick as possible. Risette is already familiar with artificial limbs, as it happens, so that should make it easier for her to adjust to them. and I've got Marduk helping me out too. Make sure it's done right. Let's leave her be for now. We got our own work to do. Let's come back with good news for her. Shh. What she's going through. What she's been through in life, probably. I've always liked seeing people react to the things I make. I just never expected it would happen like this. Still, I'm glad it's available for her. The painkiller should make the limb fitting much easier for her. Funny how it all worked out. You helped us and helped yourselves. Man, same. Never expected one of our own would need the stuff we were helping to make. We really owe you for that, even if we helped out with it. Don't worry about it. I just chipped in here and there. The resource was mostly Esmeralda's, but I'm still honored I could help. All we can do now is leave the rest to her. She knows what she's doing. I'll still be out and about in the city helping treat the wounded. The real question is, for the people who don't do the side quests and trails, what happened now? I came to Basel in part because I was deeply curious about the research here. It's just awful that this had to happen now. But I plan on coming back someday, so I might as well help out here while I can. That way I can help the city rebuild for my next visit. Those cleanup volunteers must be all tuckered out. Perhaps an acerbic sandwich or two is what I need. The Institute's calmed down a bit. We should have this area secured now. But we can't let our guard down. We dealt with one problem, but there could be another lurking around the corner. We need to maintain our security detail here until this all blows over. Oh. I know one thing I didn't try to get eyes on in these locations.
Guess that's wrong.
That guy's always in that corner.
Oops. Guess that's wrong.
Okay, good. I was like, is there a vending machine in here? Because you'd expect there to be something in here, but I guess they're past vending machines in the special research building. They definitely get the stuff for free, probably. Ah, damn it, I'm too late. They've already cleared up all the wreckage from yesterday. I was hoping to take some samples to try and reverse engineer their weaponry. I know it's not my field, but still. I guess with that out of the question, all I can do now is try and study their methods. We need to be more prepared for attacks in the future. Some way of neutralizing their weapons, maybe. Oh, what about something that could melt them? You get it on the weapon and bam, it's gone. Bam, and the weapon's gone. Who knows how long it'll take the Institute to recover from this? With everything that's happened, they're really out of commission. And yeah, I was hoping I might finally get a grant for my research. I was so close, but nope, that window's gone and closed. Will fungi ever have their time in the limelight? Or are they doomed to wallow in the damp dark forever? I need this to be a long-going thing. The rise of fungi. My family lives in Edith. I managed to get through to them today. I've let them know I'm alright. Sounds like nobody outside knows what's going on. Reporters can't get into Basel because the roads are all closed. I just feel like I've got to help out somehow. Professor Tane has a lot on his hands. You shouldn't have to manage it all alone. I may be a student, but there has to be something I could do. I'll ask him when I get the chance. I can't believe Liz is still all nonchalant after everything that's happened. I need to set her straight as an upperclassman. I've had my hands full myself for a while, but I'm going to try and make time for talking to Professor Tane about it. Anything to stop Liz from ending up like whatever Lionel's got going on. The end of fungi, don't you understand? Ooh, you can go under here. Should have hid something there. Would be in some games after all.
Did you hear?
I didn't. Oh, it's a vending machine right here. Same vending machine as everyone, though. This whole place is the same stuff. I guess it's one vending machine, one area, one stock of items. Sorry, but we've got the crime scene blocked off here to preserve the evidence. If you have any questions or concerns, you can direct them to the local police department. What's the evidence? Explosion? I mean, yes, ballistics. You know, you'd be able to test a lot from that. Probably. Alright, we just swept this area once. We've got more dialogue after all. And then we've got the whole town to check out. So is there any new 4 SPGs? Now that I think about it, Professor Callahan started getting really stressed out a little while ago himself. He was in a rush seemingly all the time, and he couldn't stop panicking about his budget too. I never imagined something like this would happen. Don't mind me, can't fit through door. pop in, man. Honestly, what is Lionel doing? All this chaos and he's got mushrooms on the mind? The rest of us are up to our necks in work. We've got a whole mountain of infrastructure docs to get for Marduk. I don't want to trouble my students. They have enough on their plates. You'd think he could help out with the workload a little. Your life's work, the thing you're interested in, has just been destroyed. I think that's a fair thing to be a bit rattled over. We've finally gotten the comms to stabilize a bit. I'm doing what I can. I don't want to let Coolidge down. We've implemented some stopgap measures to try and keep the network together while we diagnose things. I don't want to leave it all to that security company, but I don't want to overload our servers again either. Holocores are proving real useful here. They can search and diagnose stuff all on their own like a little pocket partner. It really underlines how important they're going to be once the technology takes the next step. I can't slack on my research. This is my chance to make myself useful for once. I have to do what I can to get things back to normal. Phew, we finally have a plan. We're going to ease the load on the servers and try to get them back online with a limited scope. It took less time than I was figuring, at least. They took out the Aurora, but Marduk's been handling some of the load for us. If we can make this plan work, we should have Basil's network back to full capacity soon. I do wonder why Professor Cronkite isn't lending us a hand with it, though. This is his field. We really could have used his help. If we can manage the load on Basil's orbital network, we should be able to get it back online. Professor Cronkite would have had this all sorted out in seconds, though. He's one of the foremost authorities on network engineering. I just don't get why he's giving us the cold shoulder on this. I guess he has his reasons. Maybe. I'm still finding it funny, personally, to myself, that I actually completely discounted one of my thoughts of what is happening because it was just too crazy. No. I mean, you wouldn't have thought of it if the evidence wasn't there.
Everybody's gotta eat, right?
We're getting ready to open back up. Everybody's got to eat, no matter how topsy-turvy everything is. A good meal's a great way to get back to normal. I think Professor Callahan's students especially need to eat as well. Not to mention all the people working out there, cleaning up all the damage. They're really working up an appetite.
What'll it be for today?
Make me something better,
Thanks
Hardy
a bunch.
Doria. Professor Callahan is he really dead? He always seemed kind of scary, but the upperclassmen really respected him. I wanted to talk to him myself someday. I'm glad everybody else is okay, but what do we even do now? Yeah, when you take him out, is he like installed on that Oct-Geneses? When they take him out, is he like on sleep mode, or is he still aware and thinking? What's going on there? Is he just uploaded to the net? Is he a virus now? I'm assuming they took him with them, and I'm assuming he's in the Oct-Geneses, because Oct-Geneses is crazy. But yeah, we'll find out. Phew. We smoothed out negotiation with Vern and Elsheim, thankfully. Professor Callahan will be dearly missed here at the Institute. We should be able to fill his void in the short term. What concerns me is the men who told us has taken on the staff and students. They may not be ready to return to work yet.
Well...
Just wondering if he's just down here with his cup of coffee. Service has been up and stable for a while now. I can only assume it's that giant airship patching up the network. That really missed me as a communications engineer, though. We shouldn't have to rely on them as a crutch. We're talking about the lifeblood of modern society here. Now it's all going through some shady megacore. We're gonna have to put in the hours to make sure our comms don't go down like that again. Or you're gonna have to decentralize the place so one explosion can't be taking you out. I think that's a first thought.
Let's see what we've got.
Alright, no 4SPG here. Backup, relays, other locations, these kind of things are needed for important services that everything starts to run around in life. Alright, one area done. He has tracked down Armata while completing 4 SPGs, I'd like to point out. Where is a 4 SPG?
Confirming your plans.
4 SPGs. Okay, there's one in Newtown. Maybe I'll check out that area first, considering
Let's get going.
it's not littered in red markers. Right, we'll continue with the sweep
Stay here and
and
relax.
go on from there. Yesterday was terrible. I didn't see it for myself, but I heard all about it. I'm no engineer, so repairs and stuff are kind of beyond me. But there has to be something I can do to help. Everybody out working today deserves a helping hand. Well, I'll think of something. Every little bit helps, right?
Do you have any preference? Thanks for coming in.
Food is my preference. That's not a door. You guys should... Oh, you can't leave, can you? I finally got in touch with my family. Phew, I could finally catch my breath. Mom and Dad were both worried, and I can't blame them, of course. First, we get caught up in a terrorist attack on a field trip, and now we've got special forces taking us in. That's my luck, huh? Feels like I walked onto the set of an action movie by mistake. Wait a second, we're really near the bow. And Ren might get in trouble. I could barely keep myself together. I'm doing a lot better today, thankfully. It just still doesn't feel real, but I don't have the time to dwell on that. Gotta keep on trucking, right, Agnès? Odette, Albert, Julian, they're all amazing. Just putting themselves out there to help without a second thought. Send for the Brights. Send for lots of them. Send for Chloe. We need all hands on decks if potential nukes are happening. They're nearby. Get them over. I never thought terrorists would strike here. Communications are back up at least. We've been swamped with new reservations. There are tons of people stuck here because they can't go home. I really, really hope we can just get back to normal soon. I'm getting tired of all this. We helped out with the evacuation yesterday, and then that sort of led us here to the hotel. It's tough. Holding up in cramped little rooms isn't good for anybody's mental health right now. Don't push yourself too much, okay? You especially, Agnès. If things get to be too much, we're always here to help. Thank you, Odette. We all need to do our part. Yep, you can count on me. The major thing there is the bracers just had their main bracer in town go down. So if you're going to call in nearby bracers, who's nearer? Edith? Elaine Zinn? Or, you know, Liberl isn't big. Are our Liberlian bracers nearer to come to help? Obviously they want to deal with it within Calvard, but who's nearer? Ren's plenty busy, so we need to pick up the slack as her fellow council members. We'll hold down the fort here. Be careful out there, okay, Agnès? And then there's a personal reason for them to come here too. I got caught up in it right in the middle of a work meeting at Vern. I never thought that would happen to me. They put the meeting on hold for now. Salmana was behind it. I remember they had that attack in Longport recently. And Ankerville are now here too. I just don't get it. What's the point? Why are they wreaking all this havoc? Yeah, it really is a shame that Cassius is part of the military, because he could just pop over and be like, yep, I'm solving this situation now. It's a diplomatic issue for him to come over at the moment. Ren left me in charge here. I'm trying to coordinate all the students so that we can get everything sorted out. The student council's helping me out, which is a big help. But I'm still nervous. There's a lot of time before that special unit gets here in the evening. Anything could happen before then. I just need to make sure the students are all safe and accounted for. I'm trying to keep all the students inside, but I've had to make a couple exceptions so far. Julian and Lyle volunteered to help with the cleanup out there, so I let them outside. But then James snuck out again. God, he's just such a handful. Well, I'll keep my eye out for him. Whatever else comes up. You guys be careful too. Don't you worry about us, Agnès. Communications are up and running again, and we're getting all the students in touch with their families. It's just kind of doesn't feel all that safe with that cruiser hanging around the air like that. But I digress. You guys shouldn't have anything to worry about now. Thank you. Stay safe yourself, okay? If things hit the fan, guys like you gotta step up and get everybody to safety. You got me? Well, yeah, you don't have to tell me twice. Yeah, guy that I don't really like. Stop telling me things. Even our station got shot up. We got lots of casualties over here. I dread to imagine a second attack. I guess we can't complain about that PMC stepping in to restore order with our guys all banged up. They really rubbed me the wrong way, though. They got all that strength with no state backing. Freaks me out. Yes. The stuff Armada has is just wild. Never expected they'd bust out combat mechs. It could be a real problem if kept unchecked. We don't even know where in Basel they're operating out of. I hate it, but I just gotta swallow my pride on this one. Gotta get the CID and that PMC in here. We need all the help we can get. Yes, miss the people hovering above us. We don't really know their true intentions, friend or foe. They supply weapons. Weapons dealers with a private army just never actually sounds like the good guys. To be honest, even if you got thingy with that, you don't necessarily... Do you really want them to be the neutral guys? You really want them to be the good guys. We had some damage to our company vehicles in the attack, but outside of that, we got off really light. I heard a lot of other companies weren't so lucky. The Institute got hit hard too. We're still pretty much at capacity, so it's our duty to step up and help the others get on their feet. And I want to make sure Cindy can feel safe out on the streets again. At the moment, we're assessing damages to Verne Company and affiliates. Some of our business partners' manufacturing plants were hit particularly hard. We don't know when they'll be fully operational again. But all things considered, this terrorist attack could have been a lot worse. Our total losses don't amount to much. What then was the Mafia trying to accomplish? Ain't that the question? Goodness, I never thought I'd witness something so horrible. Our factory faced significant damages. It'll be a while until we're fully operational again. I had no idea. It's good that our projects weren't compromised, but our manufacturing side will really be taking the heat now. The due date for that government armament contract really worries me. Can we make it after this? How's our headcount looking? Do we have any spare hands to direct to that? Can you put together a budget plan, if you can get us enough to cover repair costs? Certainly, I can get that for you. It's nice to see eye to eye. Indeed, I couldn't possibly hope for more. Let's work through this together. Right, leave the recovery efforts to me. Good. I'll help wherever I can myself. Basel is in disarray. We all need to work together to surmount it. Wonder what's on the board for the 4SPG in the future. Man, I can't blame them for locking down the city after the attack, but it still really sucks. We've really cleaned up our act over the last 2 years and made the city a safer place. That's how we were able to attract so much investment. But if we're not a safe city anymore, well, maybe the bank's gonna rethink their business strategy here. It might be time to assetize some of our investments and switch to a more conservative portfolio. Yes, gotta think about stocks and shares of what this might do. They're rumbled. I was like, that's not Mireille, is it? Marielle, sorry. If it was Mireille, then it was like, where's Crossbell here? Where's Crossbell's army here? In light of all the incidents lately, local authorities have suspended rail service. We don't know when we'll be back up and running. I apologize for the inconvenience. I heard there was a terrorist attack in Ankerville too. Can't really blame them. Feels like a lockdown was the only answer.
What's going on?
We're still open here, thankfully. The damage wasn't bad enough to make us close. The business is awfully slow today, and I can't blame people. Everybody out there trying to pick up the pieces, literally. I said, if you need anything, we're open and ready. What, were the Mafia car enthusiasts? And they were like, do not blow up the car place. Seriously, they wrecked the Leno factory's whole assembly line. They did. There's no timetable for when we'll have everything back up and running. We can't order anything right now anyway, because our supplies got hit too. It's looking like we'll be out of commission for a while. You know, I recall you guys were still using last-gen manufacturing tools over there, right? Our Factory 3 might have some of those old tools lying around. We retrofitted the place with newer parts. The vice manager and I go way back, so I might be able to call in a favor and get that stuff transferred to Leno. It was built to Verne specifications, if I recall, but it should work on a Leno assembly line with some tweaking. You'd really do that for us? Of course, we're friends first and business rivals second. At the end of the day, we have the same passion for automotive engineering. I'll shoot him a message. Can you get me a list of your damaged equipment at some point? If only political parties weren't like that. My god, this is the right way. Too bad no one can do this the right way. Man, I knew Chamberlain had connections, but I never thought he'd go that far out of his way for us. Well, I better hold up my end of the plan. I'll get in touch with Factory 2. It's times like these that we gotta put our differences aside and work as a team. Yes, for the betterment of everyone. Ingots Factory got hit too, but they produce military vehicles over there, so the cars themselves were mostly fine. We have a good deal of spare parts in stock here, so we're going to try and help supply the other companies with whatever they need. That's what the vice manager said. I'm happy to stick to that. Good guy corporations. Phew, yesterday was just wild.
Welcome to Basel Motor
Quatre, can you come in, please?
Here, you'll find the latest models from Calvard.
We were coming home from the ingot factory, and wham, that's when the attack broke out. We made a beeline for the car and booked it out of there like an action movie, I swear. But now we're stuck here. They've closed down the road back to the capital, so now what? And then saying the ingot factory was damaged too. You know, maybe we can pitch in and help out over there. Is that motor's gonna burn out? Not a bad idea. That's our chance to pay it forward to our favorite brand. Oh, he came in. My car was made in Basel, so it's really disheartening to see what's going on here. But, well, if we're stuck here because of the road closures, then we might as well make ourselves useful while we're here. This isn't really happening, is it? No, snap out of it. I have to do something. My Kabul got cut up from all the shrapnel. It's up to me now. No excuses. Playing with the door, are you? How does that work? See, I can't make that happen. Only you can.
No rest for the weary.
It's been really hairy. There were a lot of people injured in the attack, but because of the traffic restrictions, we're low on medicine. But we're working with local pharmacies and medical companies to try and bridge the gap. We're managing now, at least. Having all that research and production right here in the city is a real big strength, I've learned. It'll be a load off my back once those places are back to normal. We could use all help we can get. I feel like I missed this top bit in the past. I think I skipped over this place at some point. Oh. Maybe I did. Maybe I did.
Thanks for shopping.
We've gotten this volunteer who likes helping out with errands and stuff. He's been a huge help. Thanks to him, I've been able to focus on all the clerical stuff. He shops here sometimes, too, though I couldn't tell you his name. It's awful, just awful, but I can't sit idly by. I want to help however I can. I'm handling odd jobs while Lucy runs the store. She has her hands full as is. We're like one big family here, you know? And family doesn't leave family behind. We all gotta pitch in and help each other out. I guess, like, you know, there's some people that feel like automatic doors don't register them as, like, people. Or some stuff. Maybe it's something like that, but it's like half active. And sometimes you walk up to an automatic door, though. You do hear tales of people who just walk up to any automatic door, and for some reason it just doesn't work for them. Why? Height? Some kind of sun reflecting off their bald spot? I don't know.